most people do with the freshwater impoundment, they've got a natural water feature, one way or another, that is dammed up and accumulates water. So the water that's accumulating is from the area, so to speak, as opposed to an out counter, which is more frequently the case, I think. So it's really just a performance standard. We're focusing on performance throughout the process here, and providing just a minimum buffer so that if there is any kind of slow leakage, perhaps there's opportunities for kids to act on bacteria, so to act on it.
Are we clear now, as a department, clear on how you're going to identify the seasonal high water table? I know over the past couple of years there's been some change in the process.
Well, what we're proposing here, I mean, we've traditionally relied on soil modeling as key, but what we're allowing folks is to utilize a trained person to do that work for them, and then certify that they maintain it. So they document the depth and the manner in which the depth was ascertained. Okay, so we don't require the use of a soil scientist or something like that. Okay, thank you.
You can't ask for the practice.
Sure. So the operator documents how they did it. But our regulations already specify that soil modeling is a traditional way of ascertaining that you're within a fluctuating aquifer moisture regime. But as Liz and Seamus were saying, in other sections where you're talking about wastewater, we require that a person who actually has some training in static identification be utilized, and the department will be offering that training as well to accommodate some of the conventional drugs that won't necessarily be, certainly won't be digging pits that deep, or necessarily having access to the same resources.
Okay. Okay, I've got 7859C item. I don't know, it's on my page 29, it's probably your page 30. It's BI. Talking about an authorized representative of the manufacturer with regard to supervision of the line installation.
I'm having a hard time following my reference.
That's 29.
Page 29. Okay. Got it.
Is the department clear on how you're going to authorize somebody, or does the manufacturer authorize that person? I mean, what specifically you're talking about that?
Well, it basically goes back to the manufacturer. That
This is a person who represents us in a fashion consistent with our standards for installation.
Correct. That's correct.
Page 32. This is under F, the hydrogeologic investigation. about the page. You're talking about a second round of testing. Again, is this timeline fall into the permit decision guarantee process, or is it outside of it?
Well, I think what we have here is that we're still working on coming up with an appropriate, let me just step back and say, if you look back at the timeframes under which the centralized impoundments have been authorized, they vary greatly. Our staff has proposed a timeframe, I still need to talk about this, is how long they think that they could authorize a technically complete application under permit decision guarantees for inclusion in the next round. What this is allowing folks to do, though, is you can submit your permit application prior to having both rounds of sampling done. So the second sample has to be taken at least 90 and no more than 120 days after the first one. But the application can be submitted to us while you're waiting to take a second round. So rather than having to do, at a minimum, let's say 91 days apart, wait 91 full days before you submit the application to us, you could submit the application to us on day 2 and then submit these samples to us, the second round of samples to us, day 92. So that time has all been spent reviewing the application by the department. Obviously, the risk is that your plan for where you put your groundwater monitoring wells or may be completely shot because it's what has been revealed is that what you submitted to us is not adequate, but that's what we're offering, that kind of an at-risk submit the application. We'll review everything else during the pendency of the groundwater evaluation, and then once we get that information, we'll finish the review. Okay. But it's actually an attempt to speed up the process.
Scott, I see it's 12 o'clock. It's maybe time then to take a 45-minute break.